Hi, my name is Chris Bledy. I'm an author, speaker, and a survivor of late-stage and recurring ovarian cancer. Today I want to talk about the symptoms of ovarian cancer. Every 35 minutes, a woman loses her life to this disease. It is the deadliest of all the gynecologic cancers. And in fact, it kills more women than all the gynecologic cancers combined. And what's so frustrating about this is the fact that if this disease is caught early, it has about a 90% cure rate. Yet, 15% of the women know what the symptoms are. And over 80% have never even had a conversation with their doctor about these symptoms. And I was one of those women. I thought that a good result on my Pap test meant that I did not have to worry about gynecologic cancer. And I was wrong, because there is no early detection test for ovarian cancer. And because of that, 75 to 80% of women diagnosed with this disease are already in the late stages. Many doctors will have you think that ovarian cancer is a rare disease, but it isn't. About 1 in 55 in the US will get the disease, and around 1 in 70 worldwide. So it is not a rare disease. Now, for many years, ovarian cancer was called the silent killer, and for a good reason. Because first of all, with no early detection test, and symptoms that are so vague that most women believed they didn't have any symptoms. And this is why it was called the silent killer. But we know now that there are symptoms to the disease. It whispers, and that's the new mantra for ovarian cancer, is that it whispers, so listen. Now, the symptoms of this disease are things like bloating, which I know is a common complaint for most women, but it is a symptom of ovarian cancer. A feeling of fullness, any type of pelvic pain, changes in your bowel movements, if you're constipated or have diarrhea, any type of irregular vaginal bleeding, particularly after menopause, even if you have pain during intercourse. These are the type of symptoms that when they persist for more than 2 or 3 weeks, we need to get to the doctor right away. And the first thing you want to do is eliminate this possibility of ovarian cancer. Now, what you want to do if you have these symptoms, get to the doctor and get a thorough pelvic examination. Now, this includes the rectal examination, and this is very important because the ovaries often hide behind the uterus, and so it's really difficult for the doctor to feel any irregularities on your ovaries unless they are feeling through the rectum. So you want to get a good thorough pelvic exam, and the next thing is a transvaginal ultrasound. Now, the transvaginal ultrasound will show everything that's going on in the pelvic region. It shows your ovaries, your uterus, your fallopian tubes, everything. So the doctor really can get a good look at what's going on inside there. And if there's any irregularities, tumors, or growths, they're going to see it. And if there are irregularities, the next step is to have a blood test that's called a CA-125. Now, this is a blood test that measures a protein that's often elevated in women with ovarian cancer. Now, keep in mind it can be elevated for other reasons too, like endometriosis, which is why the CA-125 blood test can't stand alone as an early detection test. Plus, we get when there's early stages of ovarian cancer, about 50% of the time that CA-125 blood test comes back normal. So that's why it's not a good standalone test. But when you do all 3 of these things, then there's a very good chance that ovarian cancer can be diagnosed early. Now, even when we go to the doctor with these symptoms, I have heard over and over so many women who were misdiagnosed and they got treated for things like irritable bowel syndrome. And while they were going through those treatments, guess what? The ovarian cancer was progressing and advancing into those late stages. So it is very important for you to really be an advocate about this. Now, I realize that most of the time when we have these symptoms, it's going to turn out that it's not cancer. But you owe it to yourself to eliminate ovarian cancer first because it is so deadly. If you can catch it in the early stages, that 90% cure rate can be the difference between living and dying. So please, if you've got these symptoms, get to the doctor and have those 3 tests I talked about.